Welcome to the School of Bliss podcast where we learn things that school didn't teach us. My name is Yani. I'm a professional life and financial coach. But in this podcast, I'm your classmate in learning about how to be happy, healthy, and super wealthy. So, today's episode is something that I'm so excited to talk about kasi this has been my journey in life. And I think since I really started this journey in college, so in college I was uh, taking a lot of roles and opportunities. Uh, so I would always end up crying at night because of overwhelmment. Sobrang dami kong ginagawa and sobrang dami kong commitments to the point that I wouldn't have time to sleep, I wouldn't have time to take care of myself, I wouldn't have time to just enjoy being a youth. I remember saying no to a lot of gala and gimmicks because I committed to a lot of things that would provide me uh, opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn, and at the same time, monetary, may monetary value. And so, this is the journey of really learning how to say no to things. And so, say no to opportunities, say no to people, especially kung nahihiya akong mag-no sa kanila. And that's what I realized in commitment management or in time management. You don't really manage your time, you manage your commitments, and you have to learn to say no. And until now, this is my journey. Again, daily journal to of how I experience life. And recently, na-catch ko lang din yung sarili ko because I can say no, but it now became hard for me to say yes as well. So, sa kinagustuhan nating mamili ng mga bagay na gusto nating gawin sa buhay natin, nakalimutan na nating mag-yes sa mga opportunities na dapat naman talaga nating i-take, 'di ba? Because of drawing so much boundaries, we don't have new opportunities coming in, 'di ba? So, that's why this episode is all about learning to say no and yes. When do you actually say no and when do you actually say yes? Diba? Sabi nila sa atin nung nasa school tayo that dapat mag-yes ka, dapat pumayag ka kapag ka na-hire ka, dapat you get the job that is related to your work, and then just say yes to it. To, kung engineer ka, engineer ko rin mo, and then say yes to it, diba? Para ganyan. So, what tends to happen is that we say yes a lot, but we forget to say no. But now, if you're like me, na grabe yung boundaries sa pag-yes, boundaries sa pag-no, ang dami ko namang opportunities na nag-no na din ako. Imbes na it could have been a good opportunity for me to experience something new, or it could be a way for me to grow on something. So yun. So I created like a list of things that I should be considering on whether I should say yes or say no. So number one is to really check in with my priorities in life. So, like I said, no, if it's not contributing to your priorities, which means if your priority right now is to earn money, then so be it. And if it's not contributing to that, then don't say yes to it. If your priority, just like me, is to take care of myself and self and my health this year, then so be it. If it's not aligned to that, or it's not gonna lead me to that direction, and saying yes to that one thing, that event, that opportunity would, ano mo yun, not let me, let's say, sleep longer, or have complete rest every day, then I would say no to it, diba? And it's really a matter of priorities. And I guess here, if you have a list of priority, if you have a family, then you want to prioritize that, then go ahead, diba? Ako, my priority really is my health. And if I feel it's unhealthy, then I say no to it na. For example, no, marami naman akong friends na nag-aayang mag-party-party, di ba, lumabas, and, or uminom, and hang out. I would say that, okay, sige, meet tayo, but daytime, or dinner, the most, di ba? Because why? For me, important that I sleep early, that I wake up early, or I have complete rest, and that's my priority for now. So I can't say yes to other things that won't lead me there. Or uh let's say, and that's unhealthy, basically. Let's say I am saving up for a trip, for example, and I know that it would cost me this. Right now we're saving up for a farm, and I know that it will cost me a lot of money, and so I'm saying no to opportunities that will make me spend more money, instead of really setting aside money for dedicated for the farm, because I have, that's my priority this year, to buy a farm. Parang ganon. So, it's really having priorities. That's number one, no? O, it's deciding what is really important for you. Because sometimes we say yes naman to opportunities that long term is not gonna contribute to our end goal, to our end result that we want. Or, sometimes naman we say no because, ay nako, time consuming yan ngayon. Pero in the long run, it will actually contribute or add value to the bigger goal that you want in life. So, for example, ayoko sumama sa, ano, let's say, morning workout. Ayoko sumama dyan kasi I want complete rest. But you know that it eventually, in the long run, it will contribute better to your health. You have to say yes to it, no? So it's really identifying your priorities and aligning it to the activities that you want to say yes or no to. And if it also means, no, if you say yes to something, you are sacrificing something that's important to you, then ultimately that's when you say no. So, if you're clear with your priorities, it would be easier for you to really identify, should I say yes to this or no? And number two, ito pinaka-importante, is that check in with your energy. So, sometimes we don't have the capacity to take in more work, to take in more gala, to take in more opportunities, gastos, or ano pa ba, energy-giving activities. So, check in with your capacity of your energy. And I would always hear me talk about this, about energy, because you want to check in. Do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Or do you have the resources to say yes to this? And if the answer is no, then definitely don't. That's where the overwhelmment comes in, is that we know we don't have the time, we don't have the energy, and we don't have the resources, and still we say yes to things. Tapos we end up overwhelmed, no? Parang pagod na ako, wala na nga akong oras magpahinga, tapos ang dami ko na ring nagastos. Bakit ka kasi nag-yes, 'di ba? Mag-no ka na lang kung gano'n naman pala. And if this is clear with you that energy-wise, or time-wise, or money-wise, I don't have the capacity, then it's easier for you to say no. But if you have that, no, do you say yes to things? And if it again aligns to your priorities, it will be easier for you to really choose, and choose wisely. Kasi naman, baka nag-choose ka lang, no, 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 because boundary, boundary, boundary. Hala, tapos sasabihin mo, bakit wala akong pera? Kasi lahat naman na opportunity na lumapit sa'yo magkapera, nag-no ka kasi sabi mo, boundaries, diba? If you know, if you have the capacity, then why not take it? Diba? If you have the capacity to, let's say, earn a little more through side hustles, then go ahead, take it. Parang ganun. Ganun lang naman yung take ko dito eh. For example, okay, so, Ito yung isa sa mga nag-yes ako na talaga naman nagka-problem ako recently, no? It really took so much time for me, which is, we started a coffee shop called 509 Coffee. So, alam ko that a lot of people got to try it. It's the best sea salt latte that you could ever taste. And I loved it. Like, it's my dream to have my own coffee shop. It's Alex's dream as well. So, we started it. But, so, capacity-wise, in terms of time, sabi ko, di kaya yan, magpuyat na lang muna tayo. Ganun talaga pag nagsistart, let's struggle. No? And then energy-wise, di kaya yan, let's just make 6 hours or make time for it, 6 hours a day para we can start it. No? We can earn and have and save up for our own coffee shop. And then money wise naman wasn't a problem starting our business. And so I said, sige, go. Gawin na yan, gawan na lang na paraan. And the next thing I know, I felt so burnt out. Like, I couldn't make time for what was really making me money, for, let's say, my business. I couldn't make time for my podcast, creating contents, because I was literally sleeping. We were sleeping 2, 3 a.m. trying out coffee. Alam mo yun, parang health-wise, we were gaining so much weight because of all the whipped cream that we have to keep tasting. Parang, there's just so much energy put into it. And we forgot to check in. To really want to make time for it. To really have the energy for it to work. And we realized na wala nga, 'di ba? So, we had to take a pause while we're raising up funds for it para we can go full out in it. And also, hiring people to help us build it. We are now taking a pause and we felt na parang, oh my gosh, now I have time to record. Now I have time to do my business better. Now I have time to take care of my body and alam mo yun, parang check in with myself kung may time pa ba ako to do this. So that's really the second point, to check in with the capacity of your energy. No, wag ka lang yes ng yes dahil feel mo bata ka pa. And I would always hear this a lot, at least bata ka pa ngayon, pwede mo pa i-take lahat ng opportunity. Possibly, but do it responsibly. Ayan. Number 3 is to check in with the consequence or the result of the decision you will say. Kasi most of the time, di ba, if you're working on learning to say no, the boundary is so strong that you become selfish to the point that it's gonna affect other people. And again, it's not bad to be selfish because ultimately we have to prioritize ourselves. However, if we are limiting other people because of being too selfish, that's also not healthy. That's also not something I would recommend. No, consider what will happen to the other person. What will happen to the other party if I say no to it? Okay, if sobrang magiging affected naman, 'di ba? Baka naman you can move things around and you can say yes to it, 'di ba? Not saying that parang I am giving excuses to my boundaries. Kaya nga sila tinawag na boundaries, 'di ba? But sometimes, you have to check in with the consequence of our decision. Yun na lang. Kasi, if we take time to look at that, on that angle, on that perspective, we'll be more considerate. Yan. Maging considerate ka naman sa magiging effect na sagot mo. So, of course, it might lead to positive or negative consequences. So, just check in, no? And, yun. Number 4 is for you to, ito yung favorite ko. And this is how I decide most of the time, is based on intuition. So we would always say ni Alec, if there is one resistance to something that we wanna try, wanna explore, wanna do, if there's one resistance, check in with that resistance. If that is a challenge for you, parang the universe is challenging you to ask you, gusto mo ba talaga to? Or is it a resistance because the universe is also stopping you not to do it, not to take it. 'Di ba? So, it's your intuition. If your intuition says, wag na tong gawin, 'di ba? Tapos pinilit mo, 'di ba? Nainis pa lahat ng tao because mo, hindi, kaya yan, kaya yan. Tapos, sige, punta tayo, punta tayo. And there was so much resistance. You couldn't book, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. And still, you push it. What tends to happen is, yung result, hindi yun yung gusto natin. Tapos sasabihin natin in the end, sabi ko na dapat di ko na lang talaga ginawa yun. Sabi ko na hindi siya talaga para sa akin, no, itong opportunity na to, or itong tao na to. Alam mo na nga maraming resistance, bakit ba ginawa ko pa kasi? Parang ganun diba? It's the intuition, and it's really connecting more with ourselves so that we can listen to that, no? Pag tinatanong ako, how do you strengthen your intuition? For me, it's taking time to pause, reflect, and to have quiet time, because during quiet time, that's when I feel most connected with myself. And so when I have so much quiet time in the morning, let's say I do 1 hour silent meditation, for the whole day is just running on intuition, which means, should I say yes to this? Should I say no to this? It's not even a question anymore. I automatically know the answer because I am connected with my higher self. And if something doesn't feel right, automatically I know that everything will be well, whether I say yes or no to that opportunity. Or let's say, for example, if something doesn't feel right and I wanna say no to it, of course, diba, intuition wise, ayoko naman, then I would still be okay because I know I can handle it, and because I know that all will be well, because in the morning I connected with myself. So maybe if your intuition is always wrong, parang, ay, sabi kasi ng intuition ko, wag na tapos sayang pala, alam mo yon, parang, ay, baka hindi ka kasi nag-take time to connect with yourself. So, reality check, connect with yourself, and you'll feel better saying yes and saying no to opportunities. And of course, remember that it's okay to say no, it's okay to say yes as well. And most of the time, saying no doesn't mean that you are not aligned to that opportunity, but maybe saying no also means saying yes to yourself first, and that's you empowering yourself that your boundaries are intact, and that's you giving that, alam mo yun, parang boundary to other people, that when you don't want to say yes to it, when you don't want to say yes to it, you say no freely. And I think one of the reasons why it's hard for us to really say no is because we always think, what would they say if I say no? Baka sabihin nila, di ba, ganyan tayo. Pag, di na ako punta. For example, na-invite ako sa mga weddings. May mga weddings na ayoko naman talagang puntahan kasi feeling ko, di naman talaga kami close. Pero ang iniisip ko, baka anong sabihin niya pag di ako umattend, baka anong sabihin niya. Pero hindi naman na kami nag-uusap nito for the past 10 years, diba? Ba't naman ako pupunta? Or I really don't feel like I belong to that event, no? So I would check in with myself in terms of my priorities. Okay, check ko na yung schedule ko. Number 2 is, do I have the energy to really mingle with people who might potentially attend to this event? Diba? Do I have the time to actually mingle and be part of the event? And of course, how will this affect my friendship with this person? How will this affect my relationship with this person? Or importante ba ako, ninang ba ako doon, or bridesmaid ba ako doon na sobrang essential ng presence ko, parang ganyan. And then intuition, if my intuition, I think it's the deal breaker. My intuition is deal breaker. If my intuition says no need to go, I don't go. I don't say yes right away. And my point here is, if we just consider other people's feelings when we say no, and don't really take time to consider how would we feel tayo if we say yes but we're not going 100% to it, then huwag ka na lang mag-yes, 'di ba? Parang sometimes we don't, or we consider, it's either we don't consider others uh feelings, or we consider too much of their feelings that we forget to set aside, that we tend to set aside our own feelings. And I guess it's really finding the balance with that. And again, it all goes back to how connected are you with yourself, that other people's um, comments will not affect you anymore. And that how connected are you with yourself, that when you know you don't want to take it, you don't take it, because you know that everything will be well, whether when you don't take it, or that you're, how connected are you with yourself, that you're firm with your decisions. So yeah, until now it's still a journey of learning to say no, because I of course we don't want to hurt people, right? We don't want to hurt. I remember I used to have like a support staff who asked me to raise her salary, and I immediately said, sige, benta ko na lang yung kotse ko para ma-afford kita, because I couldn't say no right away. Parang it took me days before saying, sige, hanap na lang ako ng ibang support staff kasi hindi ko afford tong tao na to. But I caught myself there that I couldn't say no to this person, because inisip ko baka ma-hurt siya, baka ma-feel niya. That I eventually was saying no to myself naman pala, no? Isipin mo, inisip kong ibenta yung kotse ko, because sabi ko sayang naman yung pinamabayad ko monthly doon, ipamabayad ko na ng support staff ko. So yun, sometimes you really have to weigh it, and trust that whatever, I think that's the most important. So I have priorities, your energy, checking in with the consequences, and of course your intuition. Number 5 is trusting that whatever decision you make is the best decision that you make for yourself. Don't overthink things. No, if you say no to it, okay, let go of it, diba? And if you say yes to it, commit to it 100%. That's what's more important, that you are in integrity with your decision. Whether to say no, okay, no 100%. If you say yes to it 100%, and be fair with yourself as well. So far, yung mga pinagdadaanan ko recently, I don't remember, with Alec, parang kanina, no, ito pa pala ang specific experience, no. So he was gonna record today, and I decided to also record today. But I also have meetings in the afternoon, and he wanted me to come with him. Pero I was like, gusto ko talagang mag-record today, you know. So I was also firm with that yeah, my energy is to just stay at home after all the festivities the past weeks. Just want to stay at home and record and do my diary. And if it's not okay with you, okay lang, di ba? Wala naman to future consequences. Pupunta ka lang naman sa recording. Do your thing, di ba? And I was so firm. And he was like, okay, sige, go record while I'm not here. Kasi, okay, so, nasa isang community lang kami nakatira ni Alec. And the thing is, dito na sila halos lahat nag-work, lahat ng teammates ko, because dito yung may wifi. And wala pa silang wifi dun sa unit nila. And the thing is, I can't record when Alec is here because I'm so intimidated. So, I have to record when he's not here. And, yun lang, wala, nakakatawa lang kasi I really was so firm with my no. At hindi, sige, hindi ako talaga sasama because I really am firm with 100% committing to record for the podcast. So, yun lang ang mga kwento ko sa inyo. And hopefully you like this episode. I really love creating it and recording it for you guys. And let me know, tag me at the School of Bliss or at Coach Yani Moya if you like this episode, and let me know your aha moments or if you learned something. I really am appreciative of all the people messaging me to record episodes already and know my thoughts. And yeah, follow me on Spotify, give me a 5-star rating, go ahead, check out my YouTube channel as well. I'm uploading this on YouTube as well. And of course, the Instagram of the School of Bliss at the School of Bliss _ on Instagram and on TikTok. And hope to see you guys on the next episode. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.